Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. As per yesterday, I said I was going to be doing Biden's primary challenger cabinet as I did for Donald Trump's. Before I get started, go follow my Twitter at Chaotic Politics. And hey, go down in the comment section, tell me who you think should be in these positions out of the multiple candidates that were in there. So some notable candidates that didn't make the list: Andrew Yang, Richard Ojeda, Eric Swalwell, Jay Inslee didn't make it. There was a couple that didn't make, a lot that didn't make it, and Kamala Harris clearly isn't on here because she became vice president. So let's go on with the list. First off, we have Secretary of State, which is going to be Tulsi Gabbard. A very odd choice, yes, but hear me out. She was on the Committee of Foreign Affairs, the Subcommittee on Asia and the Pacific, the Subcommittee on the Middle East and North Africa, the Subcommittee on National Security, International Development, and Monetary Policy. You could say those qualities also fit in Homeland Security, but she also served in the United States Army. But that doesn't fit the qualification to run the State Department, so I didn't include it. Next up is going to be the Secretary of Treasury, which I put down as Bernie Sanders. He is the chair of the Senate Budget Committee, and he used to be the ranking member of the Senate Budget Committee. So similar to John Kasich, he has the experience when it comes to learning how to run a budget. Going on to defense, another weird one, yes, but it works, it fits. And that's going to be Elizabeth Warren. She is on the Committee of Armed Services, the Subcommittee on Airland, Subcommittee on Personnel, and the Subcommittee on Strategic Forces. If Bernie wasn't Treasury Secretary, I'd put up Warren as Treasury Secretary personally. Next up, we have Attorney General Amy Klobuchar. She was the Hennepin County Prosecuting Attorney. She's on the Committee on the Judiciary, the Subcommittee on Antitrust, Competition, Policy, and Consumer Rights. She's the ranking member of that subcommittee, actually. She's on the Subcommittee on Crime and Terrorism, Subcommittee on Border Security and Immigration, Subcommittee on Oversight, Agency Action, Federal Rights, and the Federal Courts. A pretty solid Attorney General. I think Biden should have picked her rather than Mayor Garland, excuse me. Had a hiccup. Haven't eaten anything all day. I woke up at 6. It's 9 now. But, yes, I think Klobuchar would have been an excellent Attorney General. Next up, the Interior Department was going to be run by Mike Gravel. When he was in the Senate, he was in the Interior Insular Affairs Committee, as well as the Subcommittee on Environmental Pollution. He helped lead an effort to have the U.S. Interior Department rename Mount McKinley to Denali, and he also urged the construction of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. Next up is Agriculture, which we're going to have Michael Bennett. He's on the Committee of Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry, the Subcommittee on Commodities, Markets, Trade, and Risk Management. He's also the chair of the Subcommittee on Conservation, Forestry, and Natural Resources. He's also in the Subcommittee on Rural Development and Energy. So you can say most of these is more so energy or interior, but he's still on the Agriculture Committee and the Nutrition and Forestry. That's still, all that deals with agriculture, so he has the experience to do so. Next up is Commerce, Michael Bloomberg. I don't think I need to explain this one. You want a businessman running your Commerce Department, and Michael Bloomberg's a very successful businessman. Going up next to Labor, we have Tom Steyer, a businessman, philanthropist. He's a businessman who knows how to run a business and how to treat his workers. A good man he is, as well as he loves wearing that Christmas tie. Next up is Health, John Hickenlooper. Now I guess you can say accomplishments, I don't know, that I have listed were during his time in the Senate, so you can count these if you want or not. He's on the Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, or the HELP Committee. He's on the Subcommittee on Children and Families, and he's the chair of the Subcommittee on Employment and Workplace Safety. Going on to the HUD Department, we have Julian Castro, probably the best choice out of everybody running for president to run the HUD Department, because he ran the HUD Department during Obama's tenure. And he was also who I thought Joe Biden was going to pick to run the HUD Department, but I was wrong. Next up, Transportation, Pete Buttigieg. This is the real-life thing, so I don't need to explain myself. The Energy, we have Cory Booker. He's on the Subcommittee on Conservation, Climate, Forestry, and Natural Resources, as well as the Committee on... This one he used to be a part of. He used to be on the Committee of Environment and Public Works. He's not anymore. Next up, we have Education, Marianne Williamson. I was shocked when I was doing the research on this, and Marianne Williamson actually had a lot when it came to say about education. She proposed a U.S. Youth Department focused on grassroots education during her campaign. She is a board member of the Results Educational Fund, or just Results. She supports intervening early with at-risk youth through resources, education, and counseling, and supports introducing trauma education in the juvenile system, which is not a bad idea. She's really intelligent when it comes to this. I'm very shocked. Good shot. Let's clap for Marianne Williamson. Next up, we have the Veterans Affairs, Joe Sistak, probably the person Joe Biden should have picked to run this department, not Dennis McDonough, or however the fuck you pronounce his name. No military experience or Veterans Affairs experience. I don't know why he was nominated or confirmed, but he was a Vice Admiral in the Navy, serving from 1974 to 2005, many years in the U.S. military. During his time in the House, he was on the Committee of the Armed Services, Subcommittee on Sea Power and Expeditionary Forces, Subcommittee on Air and Land Forces, Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations. Joe Sistak, probably the best, should have been the Veterans Affairs Secretary, but alas, that's not the timeline we live in. And finally, we have the Homeland Security, is Beto O'Rourke. Now, you can count these qualifications. I had to stretch this one out a little bit, but he was on the Committee on Armed Services, Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities, Subcommittee on Strategic Forces. He was on the Committee of Veterans Affairs, Subcommittee on Disability Assistance and Memorial Affairs, Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigation. But he was also supposed to be Joe Biden's gun control advisor, but that never happened. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, tell me who you would place in these things. I think I could see a lot of Elizabeth Warren running the Treasury Department, Bernie Sanders or Andrew Yang running Labor. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Chaotic One saying, peace.